Okay, so here we are in Pro Tools, and we're going to start off in Pro Tools, and then we're going to move over to FL Studio. A few things I want to talk about. There's a lot of different ways sampling can be done. There's a lot of different methods to obtain the same goal. This method that I'm going to show you, it's not a fixed method. This is just the way that I do it, and the beauty with audio production is that it's totally personalized. It's totally customized. You could, just tweak it out however you want to, whatever works best for you. So this is my way of looping samples. Just want to give my opinion on sampling. I do it for fun. Whenever I work on any serious projects, I don't sample. I like to make everything from scratch, from start to finish. If you do sample, first, you need to make sure that, it's legal. If you're going to use a sample, you need to make sure you have the rights to use the song. You don't want to get yourself in trouble taking a sample and then, somebody hears it later on down the line and they want to sue you because you never got the proper copyrights or written permission or however that works. So me personally, I just do it for fun. It kind of breaks up the monotony a little bit. I'll bring a song in and I'll just play around with it and see what I can come up with and that's that. But when I work on serious projects, I always, start from scratch. And the thing is, if you totally rely on sampling, to me, it takes away that creative ability. It's not hard to just take a piece of somebody else's song and add, some kicks, some hi-hats, maybe a few chords to that piece, and then call it a finished project. If you become dependent on that, to me, it's going to stop your creative ability. It's not going to cause you to really dig deep and come up with that awesome piece of music that you're capable of. That's my opinion on it. Another thing you want to make sure when you're getting your samples, you want to make sure it's a good, clean sample. You don't want to have any distortion on it. If you're sampling from a turntable, it's going to have a lot of pops and clicks, and it may tend to be a little airy. So if you have some audio editing software like SoundForge or Adobe Audition, something that will clean it up, to take away the hiss and the pops, and then go ahead and do that first before you actually start to work on your project. Get a good, clean sample. Got this song here, Imagine Me by Kirk Franklin. I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Thank you. Remind me to see myself the way you see me.
Yeah, much love to Kirk. Okay, so the part that I want here is going to be this intro part. And I'm only going to take about 2 bars of that, and then we're going to loop that. So let me stretch this file out so we can see it a little bit better. And this could tend to be a little bit tedious sometimes, but that's just part of it. So let me go ahead and play this again. I'm going to start it from here. Okay, so we're going to start from right there. Probably right about there is where we're going to stop. See what happens. Okay. All right, that's close. Now what you want to do after you have the portion of the song selected, you want to go ahead and just really stretch it out. And you see here, it's not exactly at the beginning. You have this little bit of audio there, and we don't want that. We want to get right to the beginning of that. And then your end point, see, if you stretch it out just a little bit more, you'll see there's just a little bit that's cut off. And we want to bring that right on over before the start of the next note. And the reason why you want to do that is when it's looping, if you don't get it exact, you're going to hear popping, you're going to hear clipping, which is just not going to sound right. You want a nice, seamless loop. So let's go ahead and play this. Okay. And that's how you loop. Just that simple. So now what I want to do is I'm going to create a region. And if you go up to your edit window, go down to separate region, add selection, and there you go. It's basically, when you set a region, it's like setting your cue points. Okay, so it separates it from all the other files. You have your own section here. You want to name it too. It's very important. Make sure you have everything named, because you can chop up samples and then have 20 audio files and you don't know what's what because you didn't name them right. So it's a huge time saver. Just go ahead and name your files. And we're going to call this one, we're going to right click, go down to rename, and we're going to call it Kirk 1. Click OK. Boom, done. And if you look over here in your region menu, there you see it right there, Kirk 1. Okay, so we want to go through some more of the song. There's another part towards the end of the song that we're going to use It's right around the end.
What your mother did, what your father did.
Okay, it's gonna be right around here somewhere.
Let's go.
That na 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 part. I'm gonna get this one right here. Okay, right about there is what we want. Let's see what that sounds like. Actually, I'm just gonna take this little part here. Okay, stretch this out. Okay, so let's let me go ahead and stretch this out a little bit more. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, and actually this part I'm going to shorten this up even more. Bring it to right about there. Okay, stretch that out. Just want it at the beginning of that na na na. Try it over here. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, and as you can see at the beginning of your file or your selection, let's say, it's right at the beginning. You see here, this is part of the other note. Okay, and it starts right about here. So you want to get right to the beginning. Boom. Check out the end. Okay. A little bit more. Let's try that out. Yeah. Patience is the key. Definitely got to have patience when you're doing this stuff here. Okay, so I'm going to create another region like we did before, but instead of going to the edit menu and choosing separate region, I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut, Control E. Okay, so Control E. Now I have another cue point here, and we're just going to right click and rename it. Call this one Kirk 2. Click OK. See in our region menu here, you got Kirk 1, we got Kirk 2. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and delete the entire file. Okay, and then I want to bring in, and actually before I bring this in, this is how I like to do it in Pro Tools. I'll take the two files that I just created. Okay, I'm going to select them, and then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go export regions as files. Okay, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to save these two audio files within my folder that I'm using here. Okay, and we're going to bring this up to 24 bits. Okay, and click export. Okay, and there's a reason why I did that, because we're going to be working with elastic audio. Because when you loop your samples, you don't want to be constrained to just one tempo. You don't want to be constrained to just 98 beats per minute. You want to be able to be flexible with it. You want to go maybe 130 beats per minute, or maybe you want to go real slow to 65 beats per minute. So we're going to use the elastic audio feature in Pro Tools 7.4 for that.